How did you use media technologies in the construction and research, planning, and evaluation stages? The cameras we used to make our product, plan, evaluate, and film it was two different cameras. We used a DSLR camera. Both were DSLR cameras. One was a Canon and one was a Nikon. The Canon lens was 35, 18 to 55 milliliter lens, and for the Nikon we used a 75 to 300 lens, and the 75 to 300 lens for the Nikon was for our depth of field shot. So when we shot on the rooftop, I will attach a small clip here. Um, we were able to create a kind of blurred background, so it would focus on the person that was in front, but we could also switch the focus. For our planning, we had used our mobile phones to film. So through our mobile phones, we were able to create time lapses, and that's something I'm not really sure how to do on a camera. I think that you have to film and then speed up in Premiere Pro or something. But for our phones, iPhone, Samsung, whatever, we were able to actually go and just film what we needed to film, and then fast forward it or time lapse it. So that was done for our planning stage. We also used YouTube to play and pitch our ideas to our teacher. So we used YouTube to upload it, and we used YouTube to actually play the song to our teacher for the pitch of the idea. Um, and I think that's it. Oh, before I forget, we used Wix, the website, to upload our daily vlogs. So that was something that was very important. Um, the thing with Wix is that we used YouTube as well to upload the videos. However, when it came to documenting things, you just use the actual website Wix and edit your blog, and you can do live changes. Also, during the planning stage of, like, for example, when we were learning how to make a CD poster, we used Photoshop, Adobe Photoshop, and that was how we were able to create the mock-up. So the first like ever CD panel, not CD panel, CD like cover and poster was made on Premiere Pro, and I also used Photoshop, and I also used Premiere Pro to do our daily vlog, small vlogs, and iMovie as well, because you'd edit most. I edited most of my like small daily vlogs on myself on my phone. Um, Lastly, I did use PowerPoint. So you, sorry. So on the blog, instead of me typing it up, I just had typed everything in PowerPoint and took a screenshot, and then put it onto the Wix, onto the blog, because it's so much more easier. But PowerPoint was very useful. I was able to even create a theme, a recurring theme that fitted with the whole promotion of the artist. So I'm going to now speak about the like actual filming stage. So when we were filming in the studio outside, and yeah, for the studio and outside, we had used the camera, and then we had used a light. So there was two different lights. We had studio lights in the actual studio, and so basically we project an image, which is called relaxed swimming pool relax, and then we used YouTube to get that, and we connected it to a HP laptop, and then we projected it onto the artist. However, if you added flash to the image, to the wherever you're recording, the whole background disappears because you can't capture that. And at the same time, when you don't use light, the quality decreases. So we use the studio lights to bring up the color, and the most key light that we had used was the light that you just put on top of the camera, and that light was I don't know what it's called, but it was just a normal, like a small light that you just put on top of the camera, and that was giving us the perfect amount of light. And we could also dim the lights and make it kind of shinier, not shiny, but we could change the kind of, I don't know what the word is, but you could change the light and how bright it was, and we couldn't do that for some of the studio lights. So in terms of that, that was really helpful and crucial. However, for oh no, when we to keep the camera steady and everything, we just used a tripod. And when we were on location, we had used a shoulder rig because in some places like Alexandra Palace, you couldn't film with an actual tripod without paying. So we just ended up using the shoulder rig, which meant our actual loads of our shots outdoors are handheld, which is actually quite good because it makes it look so much more authentic as well. So I think using the shoulder rig was great in terms of that. I'm trying to think everything else. For most of the outdoor shots, we use natural light. We did have an incident when we were on Millennium Bridge, and what happened was that you would film it perfectly, and then when you see it on on the actual camera on the Mac screen, you could see that it's not its best. So because of the darkness, or like when you take the actual photo with flash, it's okay, but you can't film with flash on those cameras. So when you record it, it looks really grainy, and so we use the actual light that we put on top of the thing, but then it decreased the quality of the video. So then we ended up not filming at night. So a lot of the light which we had used was just natural light because, like again, it added the authenticness to the video and just made the video fit into the conventions of the chosen genre. For editing the main thing, we used Premiere Pro. For the ancillary tasks, it was all Photoshop. So everything from the first kind of photo CD cover thing to the actual final draft, we used Photoshop, and then the whole music video was edited on Premiere Pro, and those are the main softwares we use, and then everything's uploaded to Wix, and then all the videos that we have used, so from the evaluation to the actual music video, is all on YouTube. So that's one of the main platforms we just had used, and we even had some interaction. So one of the videos I had forgotten to put on private or unlisted, and someone had commented. So it's quite, what's the word? So it's quite a social platform, which is quite good. And yeah, lastly, we did use some props when we did a studio interview. So it's called a Get to Know Me interview, and it's actually on Channel 4 Music, but it's not on Channel 4 Music, obviously. And we used there's a small studio, it's not a filming studio, but a music studio at school, and we were able to recreate a typical artist interview, and we used the piano in the back, the kind of drum kit behind her, and a stool, so that all kind of created the whole musical atmosphere.